So Robert, looking back at Channel 9 and everything you've done and then doing all this stuff for PodTech, and you're prolific. I don't know how you do it.
Drugs.
Where are things going, man?
I got to give you something to get on Valleywag.
That's nasty. We'll talk about that. but what's exciting in terms of video, in terms of the audience and the platform?
Well, there still is a trend that I'm looking at. I'm trying to be different than mainstream TV because I can't compete with the guys who do, you know, Lost or NBC News or, you know, the Daily Show. I can't compete with that. First of all, I don't have the face, I don't have the personality, I don't have the makeup, I don't have the lights, I don't have the $20,000 camera, I don't have the satellite truck, I don't have, you know, I can't compete with all that. But what I do look at, and the opportunities that are still there, is Google is like 1 trillion channels, right? You search on Google for Martin Luther King and you find his I Have a Dream speech, right? Well, there's a lot of keywords that you search for that have no video at all. That means there's still unexploited land out there. It's like the Wild West still for that kind of video. If you could create video cheaply and get video into each one of those keywords, you might find an audience here or there. I mean, we're both doing that kind of video, niche-oriented or narrow-casting video that's for a small audience. You know, we're never going to have 50 million people watching us, like watch the Super Bowl or watch, you know, American Idol or something, you know. But we are going to find a very passionate audience because of how Google works, how people find each other or find things to watch on Google. And then you take that and you look at the social networking thing that's happening. I call it the social networking starfish. You know, if you were on John Edwards' plane when he announced for president, he had a blogger, he had a photographer who was taking pictures and putting those up on Flickr, he had a videographer who was doing much what you're doing. In fact, I think he had the same camera that she had the same camera you do, and she's putting those videos up on YouTube and Blip TV and other places. And who else was there? Now they have a Facebook site, they have a Twitter site. So you add those 5 or 6 things together, and they have SMS. You can join the John Edwards campaign from your cell phone and donate money right there, you know, stuff like that. You add those 6 or 7 or 8 things together and you get the starfish effect, and now you build a brand around the starfish, and that's interesting, and a lot of companies are asking for help doing that. In fact, a lot of companies, to tell you the truth, if you go to CEO conferences, they're still, even to this week, they're still asking, what is a blog? How do I get started with blogging? I know I have to do a blog because everybody else is doing a blog, and oh, my competitor's kicking my butt on Google because they have a blog and we don't, and they have a clue and we don't have a clue, and we need to get a clue. So there's a lot of money on helping companies get a clue, right? And that's going to be the trend for the next year, is how do you get, you know, how do you participate in this Facebook ad thing? How do you, what's this Twitter thing, and why do I need to be on Twitter, you know? And how do I make my blog better? How do I tell stories in a different way or connect with customers in a different way or whatnot, you know? And then how do I use Flickr and YouTube and all the other things that are on the social wikis? I mean, we could keep going all night long. There's a lot that's happening in the internet space that wasn't there when I first met you a year and a half ago, you know.